Hello everyone. So it's 6th February, 1 a.m. at around midnight, and it's the day 6 of our vlog. And the reason why I've started the vlog at night instead of the morning because we're working on something. Yep. So that's the day 5 of the vlog under editing. And we decided that we used to upload the vlogs at night or the next day. And we felt that that might be a little late to do so. So now what we do is that we sit around this hour, around the midnight hour, and try to finish the editing so that we can upload it in the morning and you can enjoy it.
Hi, so it's 1 p.m. and I know it's way too late to wake up. Mm, I did woke up in the morning, but I woke up with an anxiety attack. I already have some issues with my dreams, and this happen at times. At times they are out of control, so I do wake up with anxiety attacks, and sometimes I have no answer to them. So I just try to sleep it off, and I know that's not a permanent solution, especially over working days. These are few light days for me as I'm in Indore. And yeah, just wanted to share the thing that it's no shame in accepting that you have anxiety or you get into anxiety attacks. It's fine, it's normal, it happens. And it's okay to take measures for it, measures that work for you. And sometimes at situations when it happens during my dreams, I try to sleep it off. It works for me on those situations, and it doesn't occur too often, but just happens. So let's see how the days goes on. I remember I have to release my podcast today and I won't delay it no matter what. Have a good day.
I can't stress it enough to share with you all that often we just try to be good or we act good or we just try to behave a certain way just to show like it's all pretend, and that's not fair. I feel that uh, it's all right to be down, it's all right to have bad days, it's okay to have a mood off, it's okay if you probably just take a day off from anything, from any work that you are into, from any profession that you are into. You're not going to win daily, but it genuinely and in full sense take a lot of guts to accept that you're having a bad day or that you're having a off day or you're having a mood down or any sort of issue, anything. Like winning is always not important. The important thing is to be there. And I guess a person who can accept his loss, a person who can accept uh, being being beaten, or a person who can accept being overpowered is something that makes him a whole person, or that's something that makes him that completes him. Anyone be it. And it's not easy, for sure it's not easy, but it's not that tough. We just over assume. And in that process, I mean, who taught us to win? Who taught us that every time, every freaking time you have to be the best? Why? Like, you just ask yourself that what's the end result that you want? You want to enjoy what you are doing, or you want to win bit by hook or bit by crook the thing that you are doing? And for me, it's the enjoyment part. For me, it's like I might not be the best vlogger in coming years, I might not, but the thing that I'm able to do it, I finally took the decision to do it, I finally collected my guts to do it, I finally had the strength enough to face the camera, to talk day in day out every day to you. I don't know for how many days I might be able to do it, like daily. I'm like, I genuinely don't want to miss any days. Like today, genuinely saying today, like I showed you, I woke up at 1 p.m. I had nothing. And the morning content, I probably did nothing in the afternoon either. I still down, but here I am. The cam is on. I'm accepting to you that I was down. I'm accepting to you that I had a rough day. I had a bad day. I almost did nothing. uh, and the things that I did to bring peace to myself. For somehow I didn't want to share that. Probably I'm not ready yet to share those things. But maybe in future I'll. But here I am talking to you, and it's not impossible. It's not impossible to enjoy what you do rather than concentrating about only winning, about the end goals. So it's on you, man. It's totally on you. You decide. You decide what you want to do. So here's a message, and this one is not for people who have mental illness. This is for the people who are around them, who eventually say that they care about them. So it is a message on mental illness, but not for the people suffering from it, rather, the people who are around them. It it's from a perspective of a person. Like, I'm just sharing my perspective. How do I feel when people around me behave a certain way? So I guess it might help you to behave in a certain way. It might help you to uh, be around the people whom you care about and help them rather than hurting them in one sense or another, because subconsciously we don't know sometimes, like, what they want, what would make them feel better. And in just try to do that, in just try to search the cause, we end up affecting them a little bit more. So the first thing is that the question that what happened is not an easy question to answer for them, to be very honest. If any person who is into depression, who is into anxiety, or who is into a bad mood, uh, would knew that what's going on in their head, or would knew that what's the issue is, they might come up with the solutions. And that's the first thing. They hell don't know what is it. And that's the reason why the first thing, that rather than saying what happened, you might say, whatever it is, we are with you. If you want to share, if is there something that you want to say, just speak out. We're listening. Rather than throwing out opinions, it might help to be there and listen, like conceiving the thoughts of the person rather than just throwing your thoughts onto them. And that's the second thing. And the third thing is that saying that it's all in your head is the most worst thing to say ever, because yes, it is all in the head. That's the whole thing. The mental illness, where would the mental part be? The mind is in our head, and that's the whole thing. You're just thinking, it's just in your head, it's just in your mind. That's a bullshit crap to say to somebody who is into mental illness, or who is having a panic attack, who is having an anxiety attack at the moment. A hell worse thing to say. I mean, honestly, like, it's like there are no words to explain it. And it's just common sense. I mean, yes, it's in the head. We know it's in our head, and we cannot just throw it off. That's the whole thing. You need to understand, we just can't throw it off. And it's gonna stay in our hand. It's gonna stay in our head day in and day out. And you somehow either need to understand this thing, that the thoughts are not in our control all the time, the disturbing thoughts are not in our control all the time. And or else you just, I mean, if you can't be a solution, at least be a support. Don't make it worst for somebody. And just that, and the questions hurt. That's the fourth thing. Don't throw questions. Make sure that, all right, fine, sometimes even you, I know you get curious. I know that a person you care about is being more quiet, is showing some changes. You get more curious, you get a little worried, and you want to know what's going on. But at the time, if it's anything related to mental illness, just give them their space, just give them their time. Being there is much more valuable than trying to know why you should be there, or what's the thing that's been going on. So I know it's not easy. It might complicate you, But that's the thing, that's the little thing, that you have to be there rather than just try to be the solution. The solutions are not easy to come by. Okay, so if the solutions were that easy, that we would tell you our problem, you will give us a solution, we'll do that, and end of the story, we would have done that a lot earlier. Like, we are not, it's not fun to be in mental illness, all right? So rather than try to be the solution, like, how will we help if you won't tell what is going on? We don't need help. We don't need help at that moment. We just need somebody who would not think of us as a taboo, who would not stereotype it, who would not like think that it's some weirdness around. It's all right. Just be there. Just stand. Just be a support. Just like, whenever you just say that, whenever you want to say a word, we are here listening. That's it. That simple thing work perfectly. That's it. So today's been a lot of what you call it as gyan from my side, I guess. So let's have a little fun. So here's something from my side. A little poetry once again. किन ख्यालों में मैं लिख रहा हूँ शायद ये मुझे नहीं पता, पर इन ख्यालों में किस्से बस तेरे हैं, इतना तो मैं जानता हूँ कि हर शब्द में नाम तेरा यूं मैं लिखता चला गया, किसी और का लिखूं भी तो किस हक से, जरा ये मुझे बता। हाँ ठीक है, माना हक तुझ पे भी मेरा यूं इतना नहीं, पर इनकार तो इस बात से भी हम नहीं कर सकते कि साथ था फिर चाहे पल भर का ही क्यों ना सही। हर सफर की मंजिल हो इस आस में कोई मुसाफिर कभी निकलता नहीं, बस सफर यादगार रहे कुछ किस्से मने, मुसाफिर की चाहत तो है बस इतनी सी। हम भी इस जीवन के सफर में एक मुसाफिर ही तो हैं। कुछ पल तुमसे मिल लिए, कुछ पल हंस लिए, कुछ गीत गा लिए, कुछ समझ लिए, कुछ समझा दिए, बस इतने से तो फसाने हैं। बस यही यादें हैं, बस यही बातें हैं जो मेरी मुझ तक हैं, जो मुझे बस इस तरह सबको बतानी है। यूं बताते बताते जो मैं कुछ ज़्यादा कह जाऊं तो रोक मुझे देना। यूं बताते बताते जो मैं कुछ ज़्यादा कह जाऊं तो रोक मुझे देना, कि सोच पे मेरा काबू नहीं, इन इस सोच पे मेरा काबू नहीं, बस तेरे ख्यालों में इन खाली पन्नों को भरता जा रहा हूँ। सच है कि झूठ सच है कि झूठ ये तय तुम लोग कर लेना, मैं बस एक लेखक हूँ लिखता जा रहा। So the fun part about this poetry is that I have not written it down. I just had a tiny thought in my mind and it's completely impromptu. So it's something I wanted to try. I mean, the whole point of this vlogging is to come out of my box, and I can't come out of my box if I don't try these new things. So, you guys tell me, how do you like it? How was this experiment? And I hope you like it because I quite enjoyed it. It's time to record the podcast. So, it's here, laptop is ready, everything is set. So, let's just do it. Topic for the podcast is hate, hate, hate. Hi. So we are done for the day, and the podcast has been completed finally, and it's under editing. We'll upload it as soon as it gets edited. So you can check that out on IGTV or on YouTube by the name Let's Just Talk, or on all the major podcast platforms like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and few other, Anchor also. And so today, I checked my screen time and it still was around 5 hours. I guess I also one of the reasons for that would be that uh, I used my mobile for the research work a bit, and then a little bit for posting and other stuff again. uh, I know that I was less restricted on social media. Majorly, I was working, but I still can reduce it. I know that. But I guess we have come to this. I guess this is sort of a pattern now that we have created that the time would stick around 4.5 hour, 5 hour for these days, which is pretty good. And let's try to reduce it gradually. So, see you tomorrow.